Voi siete qui. You are here. And that's where I was today. Duncan and Clelia dropped me off in Della Pieve this afternoon, and I had about an hour and a half to wander around before they came back to pick up Arlo from school. And my plan was to be on the road home so that they could just pick me up as they drove by. But it got me to thinking about you guys in Wales, especially because I went up and sat in the church for a bit, just thinking about this, that, and the other. But I was thinking about you guys because we went to Siena yesterday. Siena's a big town with this massive Duomo, which is the Italian word for cathedral. I mean, it's massive. And it took us, 15 minutes to figure out where to get the tickets to get in. And Siena, unlike this provincial town of Della Pieve, was just overrun with tourists. It was Tuesday. It was raining. It wasn't raining. Tuesday it was wind. It was windy, very windy, very windy. It was cold, probably maybe 10 degrees, maybe. And it was in the off season, and it was still really crowded with tourists. I mean, I couldn't believe how crowded it was. And just in Siena, which isn't terribly big, there was so much to see. We got lost in this massive cathedral. We did get to see St. Catherine's head, the mummified head of St. Catherine, which is what I wanted to go and see. That cathedral wasn't nearly as crowded as the big Duomo di Siena. But like I said, I was thinking about you guys in Wales and how being there is like, it reminded me so much of being in Tallinn, because it was a place that you can really get your head around. You know what I mean? You can, in the amount of time you have left in your life, but even over the last 5 years, you have really made it your own. You've sought out all these spots. You've deepened your knowledge. We were supposed to go to Florence today, Firenze, and we did not go to Firenze because Beth is not feeling well. Duncan and Clelia are sick, and I think Beth has gotten what they have. But Florence is so big, as Duncan says. It attracts so many visitors that you are shoulder to shoulder, even in the off season, and you don't even want to talk about what it's like in the on season. But it's so big that even if you just went to one museum, the Uffizi, it's like going to, the Art Institute in Chicago. You can see some of it in one day, but really it takes several days if you want to do it. That's just that museum. And it's so big and it's so spread out that it's hard to really get your head around it. You know what I mean? And so I was thinking about you guys in Wales and the fact that you really can get your head around being there. You've gotten to know your neighbors. And it would be a lot like if we bought a place here in Della Pieve. It's about that. I would say Della Pieve is about the size of a little bigger than the walled town of, if you think about the original walled town of Carnarvon. Smaller than Conwy. And it would be like us buying a place here. We could really get our head around being here, getting to know everything in every shop and every shopkeeper. And I'm not sure that I would have enjoyed being in Firenze more than I actually enjoyed being in Della Pieve today. But here's some things I did. So Duncan recommended that I stop into a store called Fama, which I did. They had pizza by the slice. I got a couple of slices of pizza and this Italian beer. And then I just went walking around, just taking pictures of this, that, and the other, and marveling at the architecture. Like I said, I did go into this church, and sitting in the back, I just shot a quick 270-degree video of this cathedral in Della Pieve. I mean, it's astoundingly beautiful, of course. And this is a painting by, well, here's a little bit about it, by Perugino. Perugino? Anyway, so it's a painting from, circa 1500 that was painted here in Della Pieve for this cathedral. And just trying to get my head around just this, just what I did in 2 hours today was still not a lot. And then, I walked up the block and came across this modern art installation. It's an art installation, talking about or expressing, obviously feeling very strong feelings about the violence against women. But even that was interesting. I mean, especially contrasted to the setting that it was in. It was actually really interesting. Then I passed the local soccer pitch. We did go past the soccer pitch in Siena, and I picked up a jersey for Preston from Siena FC. Siena is a Series D league team, but they had an incredible stadium. I mean, it was a beautiful, where you entered in at the top level of the stands, and the stadium was sunk down right in the center of Siena. So that was really cool. I didn't get any pictures of it though. And then I headed home towards Porere Fonteseca, which means the dry well farm of the dry well, something like that. Unfortunately, got picked up by Duncan and Clelia and Beth and Layla and Arlo, and it was just a nice afternoon. I looked in all the storefronts. I spoke my best or worst Italian when I went into Fama to get the pizza by the slice. And, all I really know is mia nuora è italiana. My daughter-in-law is Italian. I'm sure that really impressed them. But I did say thank you for everything, and they were very nice. In fact, I've run into, what's great about here is that, especially the old people, just come up and they'll start talking to you. And I really enjoy that. Very different than Estonia. So anyway, that's all I got for you today. And that is my story. And I'm sticking to it.